Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 of the biggest mistakes you need to avoid to be successful with your party rental business. Now, since 2019, I've had my own party rental business where I've rented out tents, tables, and chairs, and other items that have made me money, okay? A lot of the mistakes that I'm gonna talk to you about today, I have made myself, and I definitely learned my lesson. So, if you find this video useful, make sure to smack the like and also drop a comment down below. Let me know if you've made these mistakes yourself and what you did to fix them. Now, mistake number 1 is overbuying equipment. You don't need to go out there and buy everything under the sun, okay? If your primary business is tents, tables, and chairs, you don't need to go out there and look for throne chairs, you don't need a bounce house, and you don't need a 360 photo booth, okay? Focus on your essential items that will rent out the quickest so that you can make a quick ROI, okay? Return on investment. That is what you're in business for, is to make your money back as quick as possible. Stick to the essentials and you will be profitable. Mistake number 2 is underpricing your services. Listen, you do not need to be the cheapest person in town. I repeat, you do not need to be the cheapest person in town. You just need to provide quality service, a quality product, and you need to be competitive, okay? And to be competitive, you just have to be close to everybody's price, all right? It doesn't mean you have to be the cheapest, you just have to be close to it so that you can actually compete with them and people will actually request quotes from you, all right? So if you wanna make money, you wanna make sure you're not undercutting yourself, you're not being the cheapest person in town because you're not a mom and pop shop, okay? To other people, to customers, you are a big establishment. You're a big company. You're able to provide services for them. They don't know that you're a one-man operation, all right? You need to be firm with your prices and you need to make sure you're not cutting yourself short so that you can be profitable in the long run. Mistake number 3 is poor scheduling. Pay attention to the equipment you have in your inventory and pay attention to the events that you have going out on what day, all right? Because the last thing you want to do is overbook a customer and not realize it until the last minute, and now you're scrambling trying to find the equipment for them, okay? You don't want to do that. You want to keep track of your equipment. Find different ways that you can set reminders or have some kind of Excel sheet letting you know how many tents you have available for that day or how many chairs or tables. That way you don't overbook your customers. And also, be punctual, okay? Be punctual. In the last 5 years, I've had one issue where I was not punctual to the point where I gave them the event for free, okay? It was a 20 by 20 setup with some tables and chairs. I gave them that event for free because I was late to their event, okay? And I felt so bad that I went ahead and just did it for free. And guess what? I did not get a bad Google review, which is something that you guys need to pay attention to. If you make a big mistake like overbooking and now you don't have the equipment available, or you're scrambling last minute and now you're setting this event up late, you need to be able to compensate for that mistake because a bad Google review can really hurt you when it comes to your business online, all right? Now let's move on to mistake number 4, okay? Ignoring your marketing. If you do not know how to market, if you don't market your company properly, you will not have the business coming in to stay profitable, okay? You will not be achieving what it is a business wants to achieve, which is to make more money, all right? So you want to make sure that you pay attention to your marketing. You need to have a Facebook page. You need to have Instagram. You need to be on Google Ads. You need to know how to market yourself, how to market your business so that you can attract more customers. And more customers equals more business, okay? So remember in the beginning how I told you don't spend money on things you don't need? Well, this is where you spend that extra money that you would have spent it on things you don't need. This is where you want to put it, in marketing, because the better your marketing is, the more money you will make in the long run and the more profit you will have to reinvest into your business, okay? So do not ignore marketing. Have everything that you can to get in front of as many people as you possibly can, all right? So don't ignore marketing. Now for the 5th and final mistake is neglecting customer service. You need to provide the best customer service that you possibly can. Have you ever gone somewhere and received really bad customer service and you thought to yourself like, wow, I'm never gonna go there again? Well, guess what? That's exactly what happens with party rentals. They can rent equipment from you one day and then you gave them bad customer service, they will never come back to you. Never, all right? That customer might be a loyal customer in the future that can come back to you 2-3 times a year, every year, for the rest of the time that you have your business. You just never know. Make sure you don't neglect your customer service. It is very important, all right? And you also want to make sure you're collecting good Google reviews from the customers that you have served, all right? So that you have testimonials available for future customers to see that you can actually provide them the service that they need, all right? So those are the 5 mistakes you need to avoid so that you can be successful with your party rental business, okay? These are not in any kind of order. These are mistakes that I have made myself as well, that I know once you fix them will make you more profitable and you will be more successful with your business overall, okay? And this can apply to any other service-based business that might be out there. So if you found any value in this video, make sure to like. Also, drop a comment down below if you have any questions. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Without further ado, guys, I appreciate you watching and I'll see you on the next video.